Welcome, welcome, welcome. Big hello to everyone. I want to break into song immediately just because I can see all your faces. It's so wonderful to have you all here. Thank you for joining. If you're in the space, thank you to you. And if you're watching via the live stream, then thank you for doing that as well. It's great to have you all here again with us for day number, is it 1643? Is it? Oh my goodness. That's amazing. Wonderful to have you here. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. We have wonderful people joining us from the US, Canada, UK, and we welcome you all into this space. It's always good to see you all because, of course, without having you here, there is nothing for us to do. So you help make the show, the program, just as much as we do, bringing artists and bringing these sessions to you into your rooms. I'm super excited to be speaking today and to introduce to you Aileen Vance. Actually, have I said, in the UK we say Aileen, but I think it's not Aileen.
It's Aileen.
Aileen. It's Aileen. I'm so sorry, Aileen.
That's all right.
Really lovely to connect with you because I've been listening as I've been driving. That's been keeping me sane. As I've been driving on the road, I've been listening to you coming at me through the speakers just so that I can keep myself sane through the traffic. Aileen Vance is a singer, songwriter, song leader, music educator, and activist based in Santa Cruz, California. And I understand a very familiar guest on Daily Antidote. Is that right, Aileen?
I am lucky enough to have been here quite a bit in the last couple of years, and I feel so blessed whenever I come into this room and I see all of these beautiful smiling faces and know that it's important to people to come together every day, whether it's your morning, your noon, or your night, because Melissa, for her, it's the end of the day. And for me, it's the beginning of the day. You can tune in from wherever you are and get a little bit of joy or healing, one song at a time, one day at a time.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Should we start getting some of that?
We should.
Yeah, I think we should do that. And then I'd love to have a bit more of a chat with you. But yeah, please tell us the song that you are bringing to us today.
Okay, well, I'll explain why I chose this song after we sing it, but you have two parts. The verses have a repeating line at the end, which is, and no one can take that from us, so we'll rise and carry on. Want to try that? And no one can take that from us, so we'll rise and carry on. And then the chorus is how the song starts, so we'll sing that together. We will hold each other's hands. We will have each other's backs. We will walk into the storm. We will stem the tide of hate and fear, and we'll give each other strength to carry on. So let's try that. We will hold each other's hands. We will hold each other's hands, each other's backs. We will have each other's backs. We will walk into the storm, stem the tide of hate and fear. We will stem the tide of hate and fear, and we'll give each other strength to carry on. There are those who walk among us who will say we don't belong. They will shout and try to silence us. They will try to beat us down. But we were great before that slogan, and we'll be great when it's gone. And no one can take that from us, so we'll rise and carry on. We will hold each other's hands. We will hold each other's hands. We will have each other's backs. We will walk into the storm. We will stem the tide of hate and fear, and we'll give each other strength to carry on. There's talk of walls and quotas, there'll be threats and lies, we know. There's shock and dread among us as we watch the hatred grow. But we've built bridges across that darkness. We've had the power all along, and no one can take that from us. So we'll rise and carry on. We will hold each other's hands. We will have each other's backs. We will walk into the storm. We will stem the tide of hate and fear, and we'll give each other strength to carry on. They will say that we are evil, but we'll answer, love is love. They'll send their thugs to try and stop us when we march to save the dove. But we still stand for peace and justice, and we still know right from wrong. And no one can take that from us, so we'll rise and carry on. Last time the chorus. We will hold each other's hands. We will have each other's backs. We will walk into the storm. We will stem the tide of hate and fear, and we'll give each other strength to carry on. We will stem the tide of hate and fear, and we'll give each other strength to carry on.
Oh, wow. Big shaky hand. Sometimes the hand doesn't feel like it's enough, you know? That's absolutely gorgeous. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for that. Thank you. Tell me, when was that? Oh, actually, I can see it was written 2016, or just is that when it
Well,
was?
I'll tell you why I picked it this morning. I was telling Joe ahead of the live stream here that last weekend, I hosted Irene Espiritu, another songwriter from my area. She's from Oakland, California, and she sang a song that she had written in 2018 when Trump was president about people having a voice, and even when you're a not a loud person, recognizing that you have a voice. And I was really inspired by that, and I remembered this song that I had written that had in my life had a very short shelf life. It was written the day after the election in 2016, and I sang it for probably several months, and then just tucked it away. So I took it back out and I reworked the lyrics. They were very specific to the November election. And I reworked the lyrics for what we're going through now here in the United States, and preparing for this election and recognizing that there's this narrative that only certain people are Americans, and only certain people can make the country great again. And the implication of that whole slogan, "Make America Great Again," implies that there are a lot of people who are ruining it. And it's fascism is what it is. It's saying that only certain people from certain European countries that have a certain color of skin are Americans, and everyone else is not, and they need to fix that. And it's authoritarian. It's very frightening, and so that's what I was thinking about, And I also was thinking, how can I contribute to that conversation about all of us having the power within us, wherever we are, whatever country we're in. We have this power that no one can take away from us. We know what's right. We know what the right from the wrong. And they didn't give us that, and they can't take it away. So that's what I was thinking about.
Yeah. Well, I'm interested to know whether, because I think about this a lot myself, just, you know, um, when my own interest began to, or interest is not the right word, but when I sort of became more actively engaged in wanting to, speak or sing about things like this that are clearly unjust and authoritarian and not right. And I'm wondering whether you remember a time when that happened and when you started putting it into song as well.
Oh, that's a super great question. I don't know if I can pinpoint a specific time, but I know that even as a kid, when I was a child, I was always really inspired by people who did that. And I was lucky. My grandmother was a big. She loved great voices and powerful voices, and one of the voices that she was so fond of, she used to liberate his records whenever she went to a record store, and she'd give them away. She loved Paul Robeson, and I have like I think I have 10 old Paul Robeson LPs in my closet because she kept buying them and giving them away to people, and she gave them, lots of them to me. But that there's these people that they had beautiful voices and they sang out what they felt was true, and they sang out against injustice. And I can remember that as a kid. But there are so many great singers all over the world who do that, and they don't always do it in a very blatant way. Sometimes they do it in, just by being in church and singing a hymn, but being in the group that is told that they have no power. For example, I was always really inspired by singers from South Africa who also have done that and had to find a way to say what is against the law to say through music. We have that in the American South with slavery freedom songs. It's we all over the world there's this long tradition, and I could go on because it's just so inspiring to me what people do with music to tell a story, to say the truth, to inspire people to continue to, because it's really really hard to continue to have hope. That's why I wear
Oh,
this T-shirt today. I have my hope T-shirt on. Hope
oh,
changes everything,
yeah,
as
totally.
Emma's Revolution is fond of saying.
I mean, gosh, there's so much that's bouncing around in my head hearing you say that. And, sometimes like you do feel like it's difficult to have hope, but I don't know. I'm wondering where you, in those times when you're at the depths of feeling like there is no hope, what is there something that can easily pull you out? Because for me, it's like it could be a simple thing, like just coming and being part of this session, and
Exactly.
listening to somebody like yourself and being reminded that, okay, I'm not the only one who is questioning this and who's thinking like this, because the reason why we're all here is because we're of a similar mindset. Is do you get to those places of feeling ever in quite despair? And if
Yes.
you do, what do you do?
Um, you just described it perfectly. I think we should get together for coffee really soon and talk more
Mm.
about. Um, I tend to rely on you, and and especially with everything that's going on in the world now. I have moments of huge despair and despondency. And what does make a difference to me is coming together with other people. And also, um, and I think this is really important. I was thinking about this yesterday. I have to remember that other people have said and written all these things down in music that I love. And there's a well, a deep well of beautiful music out there. And music really makes a difference for me. If I can find a song to sing, I can walk along and be singing. If I'm singing with other people, it's much better. But if I need a song, there's a song out there for me and for you and for all of you, and it doesn't have to be the one I wrote. It just has to be something that is there in that deep well of beautiful, beautiful crafted art from, the past or the present. So thank you for
Absolutely.
bringing that up, because I think that's a really, that's the reason why everyone here is in this room, I think, and that's what's been created and continued by the people from Carpe Diem Arts and Joe and all of the texts. And you've created this safe, beautiful space for us all to come together to get a little bit of that hope.
Mm. And there is so much power to it, that's the thing is, because we talk about the power of music a lot. We're always hearing people talking about the power of music and the power of group singing too, like you. I believe there's just so much power and comfort in that, and solace in that, and safety in that. And yet at the same time, sometimes I feel like it's a bit like flimsy, like that there's no, like it's not enough, especially when we're used to seeing films where people have guns and, bombs and, but there's so much power to this, there really is. And
Yeah.
when you can do it with music, it heightens everything. And just to respond to your point as well about not necessarily having to sing your songs, when I'm out and I'm walking and I'm needing that empowerment lift, it is the songs from slavery, those work songs that give me so much strength, because I remember that, okay, these ancestors went through this, you know I mean, it's so incredible, so incredible. Yeah. Is there
Yeah.
just before we hear your song again, is there a particular song that you would call on, that might not be yours, but somebody else that, you know, do you have because I kind of have a bag of songs that I pull out when I need this right now, you know?
Yeah, my bag is really big.
Yeah.
It depends on I lately it's been a song that I've been teaching, which is from South Africa. It's an old hymn, but it was given new words during the anti-apartheid era. It's Tuma Mina, which means I am ready.
Oh,
And that
that's different. Ooh, is that too? It's not Tuma Mima. I must write that down.
Tuma Mina,
Tuma
Mina.
Mina. Okay.
Yeah, and in the feeling behind it, people used to sing it when they were about to go take action. A lot of young people sang it, and what it reminds me is to just stay open, to be ready, and to also one of the verses is "Siyabonga," which means thank you in Zulu, and there's a sense of I'm grateful for what I'm called to do. And I love that idea because I resist, continuing to be called to do stuff. And so I love that idea of being grateful to be called, to be ready, to be grateful to be ready. So, oh, actually, I misspoke. Tumamina is send me, sorry. And then one of the other verses, Sengiavuma, is I am ready. And then Siabonga, I am grateful. Thank you. So the Tumamina is the send me. Send me where I'm supposed to go. Send me and I'm grateful for that. So
Oh,
that's my current walking comfort there.
okay.
I'll
I'm gonna.
send it to you. I'll send it to you so
Oh,
you can
please,
hear it.
because
Yes.
I'd love to hear that. I'd love to hear that. Oh, amazing. I could chat on for ages,
Me
but
too. I'm so glad I got to. I've been wanting to meet you, and
oh,
I'm amazed that we can do this across whatever. It's 11,000 miles from Melissa to me right now, but we're able to talk with each other, and you all are also able to be a part of that conversation. And I'm really grateful for that as well. I know we
yeah,
have a song to get through, but we also have, we want to make sure we have time to thank and introduce everyone who's been in the room
absolutely.
with us today.
So,
So, should we do
yeah.
that? Okay.
Yes, we hear
Um,
you again. Thank you.
I won't have to teach you the chorus this time, but this song, the one of the other reasons I love this idea of this song is it starts with the chorus. A lot of times the song starts with a verse, but this starts with everyone together. So we will hold each other's hands. We will have each other's backs. We will walk into the storm. We will stem the tide of hate and fear, and we'll give each other strength to carry on. There are those who walk among us who will say we don't belong. They will shout and try to silence us. They will try to beat us down, but we were great before that slogan, and we'll be great when it's gone. And no one can take that from us, so we'll rise and carry on. We will hold each other's hands. We will have each other's backs. We will walk into the storm. We will stem the tide of hate and fear, and we'll give each other strength to carry on. There's talk of walls and quotas. There'll be threats and lies, we know. There's shock and dread among us as we watch the hatred grow. But we've built bridges across that darkness. We've had the power all along, and no one can take that from us, so we'll rise and carry on. We will hold each other's back. Sorry, I guess I have to go back again and you'll all come with me. We will hold each other's hands. We will have each other's backs. We will walk into the storm. We will stem the tide of hate and fear, and we'll give each other strength to carry on. They will say that we are evil, but we'll answer, love is love. Send their thugs to try and stop us when we march to save the dove. But we still stand for peace and justice, and we still know right from wrong. And no one can take that from us, so we'll rise and carry on. We will hold each other's hands. We will have each other's backs. We will walk into the storm. We will stem the tide of hate and fear, and we'll give each other strength to carry on. We will stem the tide of hate and fear, and we'll give each other strength to carry on.
Oh,
Thank you,
thank you so much.
everybody.
Thank you so much. That song. It's just, yeah, medicine. It is medicine and exactly what we need, and exactly the message that we need at this time. It's just, yeah.
Thanks for all the love. And I think our conversation sort of looped back on itself there when I had that moment when I forgot the words to the song. And I love that everyone's there with me, and we all go back and just return to that spot and make it a little bit clearer again. I love that idea that music can do that. So thank you so much for that.
Oh, thank you. And I just want to, goodness, I hadn't actually even just realized I want to give a mention to a big mention. And goodness, this person who has written, who created an incredible group of African American women coming together to stand in solidarity, to speak and to sing out with love and with empowerment and strength at time of great disservice to African Americans. And Bernice Reagan Johnson is someone who I think, I mean, even just the other day, 2 weeks ago, I did a concert and I mentioned her name. I mention her name almost in every concert that I
Mm.
do. I hadn't realized that she passed, and I would just like to, yeah, just acknowledge her and the work that she did. And in particular, the song of her, I mean, there are many, but the song of hers that I sing often is I Remember, I Believe. There is so
Mm.
much weight to that song.
Mm.
There is so much weight to that song. And that is when we were talking about a song that I pull out of my back pocket all the time.
Ooh.
All
Oh,
the time.
beautiful, beautiful. Yes, and I actually was thinking about something Bernice said often, but I first heard her say it when I was a student at college, and she came to the college to be in residency. She said, if you want to build community, you have to be a little bit uncomfortable, because if you're comfortable, then you're not building a coalition. You're just
Mm.
in an enclave. And I think that applies to singing together too. We all are a little bit uncomfortable when we sing together, and that's a good thing because that means we're building community.
Yeah, yeah. Wow.
Well, friends, we've reached the end of our
Gosh,
half
yeah, what a
hour, and I
moment.
know Melissa's going to greet all of you, and we have some things we need to mention about what's coming up tomorrow, right, Melissa? I think Joe's going to share the screen.
Absolutely, we have. Absolutely. So, I mean, Daily Antidote continues each day. And so, upcoming, we have, let me just make sure that I can say the names correctly here. So, we've got Dan and Claudia Zanes, who will be singing Haitian songs, sending them out to Springfield, Ohio community at this time. And Nadia Tarnowski will be joining and singing Ukrainian songs, and we'll also be sending those out to the communities there too, and to all of us, because it's medicine for us all. So do continue to join each day. I would like to then just take this moment to say thank you so much again to Aileen for your energy, your music, your songs, your words, just everything that you do. Thank you again to each of you for being here, if you're in the Zoom space, but also to those of you who are watching virtually. Thank you so much, because it is because you continue to come back that makes continue to be possible. So I'm going to just do a quick scan through to say thank you to everybody. So I've got Arlene in Berkeley, California. Thank you so much to you for joining. Kathy in CO. I'm sorry, I don't know which.
Colorado.
Colorado. Okay, I'm getting better, but I'm still learning. Linda, Orcas Island, thank you to you for joining. Trish from Victoria, BC, thank you to you. We've got Ariana, part of the Daily Antidote team in LA, thank you. Susan G in Cincinnati, thank you. Candice Say, also one of the Daily Antidote team. Thank you to you. I'm sorry if I've said your name incorrectly, Candice. Please forgive me. Hoda in British Columbia. Thank you to you. Then we've got, I can't see, your name is covered by the numbers. But one of the Daily Antidote team in MA. Sorry, I can't see the name because it's covered. Hello, thank you. Mary, thank you again from the Daily Antidote team. That's it. Caroline in DC, Anne in Nashville, Dan Walker in Vienna. Then who have I not done here? Jojo, of course, in Tacoma Park. Annette in California, Mabel Bear in Massachusetts, Sue Miller, Seattle, Kevin in DC, Martha in Oregon. We've got Sheila in Florida. Thank you. Laris in UK. Yes. Pauline and Tommy in Newcastle, UK. Yes. Sarah in Texas. Delhi in MD. Who have I missed? Sometimes I start to get confused because I'm not sure who. Sarah in Texas. Thank you to you. Then we've got another name that's covered by numbers. Delhi and MD, thank you to you. Gary Pausner, MA, thank you. Storm in the Zoomiverse in MA, thank you. Jamie Dundas in Victoria, BC. Fred Stolnitz, I do hope I've said your name correctly, and apologies, please forgive me if I haven't, in Silver Spring, MD. Diane in Massachusetts. Oh my goodness, please forgive me if I'm going to say your name incorrectly. Aloysius in Massachusetts. Have I said that? Oh, I hope I've said that correct. And please forgive me if I haven't. Nancy in Washington State, Linda, Concord, Massachusetts, Anne, Silver Spring, Louise, I'm not sure where you're located, Curly Tops, VT, Carol Jane, CT, Deborah Denenfield, and Elizabeth in California. I think I've said you all. Apologies if I've said anybody's name incorrectly. And thank you, thank you, thank you. And a big thank you, as always, to Joe for continuing, persisting to give these sessions, make them live, and bring so many wonderful hearts and musicians and communities together. It is such a beautiful thing. We thank you, Joe. Thank you. Go
Thank you.
well,
Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for coming today.
Thanks everybody so much. I'm going to just say a couple quick things. So I'm not sure, Melissa, if you said this, but today is actually Bernice Johnson Regan's birthday. So it would be the first birthday where she's not actually alive to celebrate it. So it's a good day to be thinking about Bernice, who was obviously an amazing activist. And we talked a lot today about strength and things that match what we know about Bernice. Also, I would love for Aileen to show her shirt. I'm going to spotlight you. Hope changes everything. All right. And why don't you tell everybody where that comes from?
Oh, wait, I took the earbuds out, so I didn't hear what you said.
Can you tell everybody where that comes from?
Oh, you probably you may have seen this shirt before. It's a shirt that was made by Emma's Revolution and the Annie Patterson and Peter Blood from the Rise Up Singing songbooks. And it's the line from Emma's Revolution song, Sing People Sing, that says, hope changes everything.
And I was going to mention that there were 2 daily antidotes that were mentioned today, or actually there's one mentioned. Aileen talked about hosting Aireen Espiritu, and we put a link in the chat for that in case you missed it. But also Aileen brought up Thuman Mina and Matlakala Bopape from South Africa, sang that song for us, and we put a link in the chat to that one as well. And so please go back and enjoy those. It is an incredibly beautiful song, very strengthening. We want to thank everybody again for being here. Let's give it up for Aileen again and for Melissa James for hosting. And we can't wait to see you all tomorrow right here in the Daily Antidote of Song. Ciao, everybody.
Bye, everybody.